things are looking good for Arsenal. Manchester United is up and down. We have Afolabi with us today for our usual get together for Arsenal, Man United. So I guess I'm an Arsenal fan, so I can balance the score. It's me and Warif versus Kunle and Afolabi.
Ten Hag on the brink. So nobody
I
knows
think
if
it's think.
it's going to be fired. All the media houses, media stations are saying they're going to fire him. They've held a meeting. They've decided his fate, but Ineos are not quite saying anything, and it looks like they're going to stick with him for the foreseeable future. They were under a lot of pressure against Aston Villa, a very good team, but Aston Villa themselves were exhausted from the exertions from the Bayern Munich game. So I think a draw was pretty much favorable for the two teams. But the next few features for Man United up until December are winnable games. I think that would be a way to evaluate Ten Hag more. And I think if he screws that up, then the decision will be an obvious one, really.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to wonder because there's some rumors that Ten Hag wants to be fired. He went to his former team to go and say, I miss my former team, those types of things. What do you think, Philip?
That man is a funny man.
Is got some kind of a heart problem and he's going to be out for the Bedford game at least. And after
who's that? Rashford?
No, Mazraoui.
That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
It was a rumor, but it's sounding like it might be true that he might be out. We only have two right full backs, which means we might bring either Lindelof or 16-year-old Harry Amos. Those are the only options we have. And you see, Man United's problem has been the same throughout the season. They just attack the weak flank. And our weak flank is any flank that is missing a left back. And then when you have Rashford, who's not really good at defending, even the last game, Rashford tried to defend. And you saw that even when he's trying to defend, he was fouling and almost got sent off. He had to be taken off because he had Lukaku. He's not a natural, capable defensive left winger. And then you don't have a natural left back. And every time they're just going down United's left flank. I mean, it's just simple. They're just bypassing the rest of the team. So you can say, oh, this player is bad, that player is... But that's just it. At this level, you just find the weakness and you keep breaking that door down. And if you look, it's the same. That's how Salah got like a goal and 2 assists. That's 3 goals on that flank. We've not any proper left back. And at that level, you're not going to get relegated, but you're going to be average. So everybody else has got players who are playing in the correct positions and backup. We have 2 right backs. We're going to play So
the problem is that if Man U, they won't get relegated, but they may not even be in Europa League next year. And that means no money.
True.
No money. And they won't get better next year.
The best they can do is Conference League.
Yeah. What do you think, Afolabi, before we go to Arsenal? Yeah. Is Afolabi with us?
Yes, I don't see Man U qualifying for the Champions League. I don't want to sound...
What about Europa? Even Europa?
Yeah, they'll make Europa, certainly. Okay. They'll make Europa.
What place do you have to come for Europa?
Fifth or sixth, thereabout.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they made some... But what place are they now? Yeah.
They are 13th or 14th.
They need to improve quickly.
You know, we had Sabitzer coming late. We had Amrabat coming late. It took a lot of time for them to settle down. We didn't have patience and we let them go and we saw them shining. And we're doing the same thing with Gatti and all the players that came in this season. All of them came in late. The one that came in on time got injured. So we have to have some patience. Just like Chelsea took a while to pick it up last season and they sacked Pochettino just as he was picking his pace. And we're about to do the exact same thing with Ten Hag. I mean, I don't really care at this point whether they sack him or not because, I know everybody's too pissed off, but the next person is Tuchel, and Tuchel is a reckless person. He's not the kind of person...
But I heard Tuchel may be going to England to play for England.
So I heard. The national team coach.
He may be coaching the national team, yeah. The national team is talking to him, yeah.
Which national team? Nigeria?
England.
3 Lions.
I don't think that they can manage Tuchel. Tuchel is too charismatic and crazy and
too forward.
He likes to do things that people don't like to listen to him to do. I mean, he's very stubborn. I don't see... Technically, yes, he can manage England, but personality-wise, the kind of job that England is with the way they overrate themselves and their media and the way they hate foreigners and all that, their nonsense, I don't I don't fancy Tuchel. Klopp would have even been a better, a calmer person. They like calm-minded people like the late Sven-Goran
Yeah, but
Eriksson.
maybe they need somebody stubborn because it seems like they don't want their coaches, their managers to manage the team. They want to tell the managers, like the English football, the English Federation is like Nigerian Federation. They don't want to let the
They should go
manager
and get
do his job.
Mourinho, Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they
nobody.
had a good coach, they had a good manager, Sven Eriksson, and they fired him because of adultery. Rubbish. The guy did well with them. He took them to the quarterfinals in the World Cup. They were doing well, and they fired him. So maybe England doesn't want to win international competitions like Nigeria. That's the way I look at it. Because why would you control a manager? Can you imagine hiring Ancelotti? Then you want to tell him what to do. Who is the manager? The FF, or the federation, or the manager? Which one is the manager? English football is corrupt.
One of the England managers in the 80s, he's now late. I can't remember. I remember him complaining that he actually said that the English FA insisted that he cannot have the number of black players that he wanted.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those guys they're messing up the team. Yeah.
And Paul and Remy Moses, I was in the 80s, 90s. I can't remember the guy's name. Glasses, dark. Anyway, so I know that England has a problem. And then there's okay, now it's not about race. Now it's about if it's England. If you see the way they talk about English players and they overrate them, if they're doing badly, it's so bad.
Like they don't want to start Eberechi, and they didn't start Tomori. Come on, these guys are bad.
Oh, look at him, useless player. They have this xenophobia that is negatively impacting on teams. Manchester United is an international team of players from all over the world. It can't be what it is without it. And then there's this xenophobia that comes inside the club from England.
And look at Spain. Spain had someone from they had Yamal and Williams, Morocco, and from Ghana. They don't care. They speak the language. Yeah. They move their play them. Yeah.
United. Thank God for that.
All right, so let's go to Warif. So Warif, Arsenal is doing well, but although they are winning their games in 90 minutes, the game will be draw. Then they score 2 or 3 goals in 90 minutes. What's going on with Arsenal, Warif? Yeah.
Today I just got another. Should I say bad news from Odega? He was supposed to have planning of returning, but right now I got the news that he'll be returning by December, which is not too good for Arsenal. We all know that since he got injured, the Arsenal creative midfield has been struggling. That free flow football is not there. It's no more there. The creative midfield Arsenal has to struggle, and I'll blame Mikel Arteta. That's why I always say it's good. You rotate your players. Don't just use, I call it as it was in the beginning, so shall it be at the end, week in, week out. You use same kind of players.
No, they have to be more depth, bring in younger players. Yeah.
Yes. So that, like, for example, we have one Eri there. The guy is creative, he's energetic, he's fast. Start using him. We'll have our next match against Bournemouth. You can start one area against Bournemouth.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe those guys, they don't practice with the main team during the weekend.
No, when they trains with the senior team, I heard they are planning of increasing his weekly take home to £60,000 a week.
Yeah, they need to bring those guys in, man. Yeah.
So and Arteta need to bring in more young players. I don't know if he's afraid of doing that. If not for Naimire, nobody would have known that Saka was this good, because it was him, the former coach, Aston Villa's coach, now president Aston Villa's coach, that brought Saka in. So Arteta should try and bring in more players if we want to win the league. Because for example, now Odegaard is injured. How do you believe that other players might not get injured? Okay, like yesterday's match, England match now, Saka limped off. I just pray that the injury is not serious. So you have to rotate your players depending on the team you're playing. Let the team have squad depth, just like Manchester City. If you watch Pep Guardiola, he's gradually introducing younger players, because very soon
and now this guy, because of Rodri, Kovacic is getting better.
Yeah. Yes, so that is the issue. But for our strike force, one thing I like about the Arsenal is that there is no. Somebody was talking about what they call a false nine. The kind of goal you see him score is not the kind of goals that natural 9. It's like Haaland scores more goals, but his own is that he just pop out from nowhere and delivers. So that's one good thing about Arsenal. Anybody can score, the defenders, the midfield, but I still believe Arsenal still need to get a proper number 9, because when the going gets tough, that's when the proper number 9 will have to show up. So Arteta still has some job to
Yeah, and
do.
they lost. Didn't they give that guy to Man? Is he with Man U now? The Nigerian boy, the 16-year-old boy. He went to Man
Yes,
U.
Yeah, yeah,
Kindo.
No, they're
yeah.
supposed to build that guy up, man, and keep him. Look
We
at
No,
look
just
at
the
lost
look
guy
at
left. The
look
guy
at
left
Yamal.
because of weekly
Yamal
takeaway.
was at 16. Yamal was scoring goals in Europe Championship. They should have kept that guy and developed him and put a lot of training and money
Is
into
the
him.
coach. If it was Arsene Wenger would have kept him because he knows
What's
how
his
to
name?
manage. Look at
OB, Mikel OB. Yeah.
yeah,
no.
Don Chido,
Chindo.
Chido B.
Chidi OB. Yeah, I'm thinking about the other OB.
Yeah.
Chidi, yeah, OB. Yeah.
So
That guy's
I believe Arteta does not know how to manage groom young players.
yeah. He's a good manager, but that's where his weakness is. Yeah. He doesn't know how to groom
Maybe he's
players.
afraid. He has a
Yeah.
phobia.
Arsenal, that's why it took so long. Arsenal were trying to sue Manchester United and stop the sale. That's why it took so long.
But did they act
Yeah, but
fast?
Arsenal should have just given him the money. They should spend that money on him rather
Yeah.
than bringing in Calafiori. Just spend the money on him because Arsenal's defense, they had the best defense in football last year in England.
Yeah.
They have the best defense. They don't need to add a winger. I mean, a wing back. They don't need a wing back.
No,
They
I'm
should
not
have
worried about Arsenal Football Club, because I know that late in the season they're going to do what they've been doing for the last 20 years. And
You
stop.
those
never
guys.
can tell.
No, I think Arsenal has gotten better. I think they've gotten better psychologically this year. They're good.
After Christmas, they're going to start dropping points. I don't care.
You
So
never
was
can
Arsenal.
tell this time around.
Arsenal drew with Man City after a red card. That's very good. They had a red card against Man City.
Yeah.
So I think Arsenal.
Wow, that match. Six man defense.
Yeah,
but
I think that was a victory for. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that Arsenal, to me, even though it was a draw, Arsenal came out with the victory because they should have been to be down by one man and still draw. That's very good. So they're beginning to become more psychologically strong, I think. What do you think, Afabi? Yeah.
They've led 15 or 20. They've led almost every single season. So many seasons they at this stage of the league, more than any other team in the Premier League.
Yeah, but Kunle, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Statistics shows that every day is for the master, one day is for the dog. Every year that they keep losing, one day will be for Arsenal.
One day to happen.
I'm serious. I believe Arsenal will win one championship, then they'll lose for another 10 years.
Take the world by storm.
Yeah. No, I'm serious because the thing is that you can't. Not every day is for one man. So I think this year, I'm not saying they're going to win this year, but one year they'll break the curse. What do you think?
Even if they do,
I quite agree with you. I think Arsenal now realizes that in trying to win some games, they can be left open and concede goals. So they've become harder to beat. They are more solid defensively, and they're realizing that some games it's better for them to remain solid defensively and not lose, because they keep looking at the gap between them and Man City. They don't want to concede any space to Man City. So they're now very defensively very strong. Arsenal.
Yeah.
Some games they don't want to score, but they want to remain solid and not lose. So, but then again, the flip side of that is that Manchester City enters every game with the mentality of a champion. We want to beat everybody. We want to win. So it's delicate balance, really.
Yeah, I still think Man City is mentally stronger, but I actually think that right now Arsenal has a better team because Rodri's not around and this guy also not, and De Bruyne is not 100%.
Kevin De Bruyne.
He's not 100. And also Man City has problems in their defense, especially on their left side. They have problems. Yeah. But Man City, Guardiola is all or nothing. He's all or nothing. And like Warif said, Man City they consistently rotate their players. Now they're looking to bring in someone from who are they looking to bring in January to replace to replace Rodri. No, somebody
Rodri.
Yeah. Somebody from Italy, a defender from Italy, no, a midfielder from Italy or somewhere. Yeah.
It's the in the creative spark in the midfield, so that's probably what they want to replace.
No, they're looking for somebody to replace Rodri. I'll look for it. Warif, talk. I'll find it. What are your thoughts, Warif? Yeah.
Okay. You see, one thing for Arsenal to win the league, they should forget about Man City, forget about Liverpool. Play your game as if every game is the final. Yeah. When you focus on winning your games, and you now meet Man City or Liverpool, okay, we'll play them Man City the first leg. If Arsenal can take advantage of beating Liverpool, then also taking advantage of when Man City and Liverpool will play to win their game. At least to end them maybe at least like 4 points or 6 points.
Yeah.
Win Liverpool, then when Man City and Liverpool will play, definitely one side will definitely either they lose 3 points or they lose 2 points. So
Yeah.
Arsenal should win their match. But Arsenal, one thing about Arsenal is that for once, I as an Arsenal fan, sometimes I just get angry. I say whatever will be, let it be. If they want to lose the match, let them lose the match. Because Arsenal, they are so patient, as if they are the
Yeah.
ones that drew
That's why, you know what
the plan
happens?
of the game. So
Even the
patient, taking
last
their
game,
time.
even the last game, they almost drew. Then at the end of the
Yes,
game, they
against
became.
Southampton.
Then at the end of the game, they'll score 2 or 3 goals. But if they had drawn that last match, it's over for them. So the guy that Man City wants to bring in, Zubimendi from Sociedad.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, they want to bring him
see
in.
you see the match Arsenal played against Southampton. I'll blame what's it called, Mikel Arteta. What's it called? Ryan Sterling did not take his chances. It is not as if he did not get the chances. He had the chances, but he did not take the chances to deliver the goals. Just like what happened today in the Nigerian match, he will be had the chances, but he couldn't finish it up. Then also Gabriel Jesus right now is not in form. So those two players, they were the ones that killed Arsenal against Southampton in the first half and almost part of the second half. But when they brought in Martinelli and Trossard, the whole game changed. So that was
Yeah. So you know,
should
Arteta is
learn.
he's not ambitious. He's not aggressive enough in his.
Yeah, he should learn more
Arteta is the
tactics.
opposite. He's the opposite of Kloop. Kloop doesn't care if he loses. He's going to use full press and do his best throughout the whole game. Yeah. But I'm not. But I think Arteta is a good manager because he's
Yeah,
disciplined.
he's trying.
Yeah, he's disciplined.
What is lacking now is just to win the Premier League, because he has won
Yeah.
the FA Cup, he won the Community Shield, either the Premier League or the Champions League, but it will be a tough one for him.
Yeah, but he can do. They have the possibility.
I agree with you guys, but it has to be a little bit braver. It needs to be brave against if you're up against. If you look at Jurgen Klopp, when Jurgen Klopp was trying to wrest the title from Man City, he didn't stop his brave approach, the Gegenpress kind of thing. Arteta needs to be a lot braver. The difference between championship win for Man City and Arsenal might be a couple of draws that Arsenal feel content with. They need to just be brave.
Yeah.
And like Warif rightly mentioned,
like last year, Arsenal played for a draw against Man City. Then the next week they lost to Aston Villa.
Exactly. And like Warif rightly mentioned, Arteta needs to give, like the likes of Nwaneri, he needs to give them more opportunities. The Arsenal team is too rigid, too fixed, and once you remove a pawn from the structure, it looks distorted. Now, Odegaard is not around. They don't look as potent, going forward like when he was around. But if he had been trying a lot of young stars in his position, he would have found at least one or two guys who could replace them. Man City, Guardiola is not scared to bring in young stars, to test them at every now and then. So I think he needs to be a little bit more brave. I think he's a little, he's not so brave.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a statement in the US. They said it's called gambling. Scared money don't make no money. If you don't take risk, you can't win. It's like if you want to go talk to a girl in school, that girl will give me a show. If you don't talk to her, she won't talk to you. She won't talk to you.
To nail you.
Yeah.
You have to talk to her, even if she says no. If you don't ask her, if you don't say please, they can't say yes, even if they say no.
Yeah.
So they need to become more aggressive. So, Kunle, what are your thoughts?
Consistent.
Overall? Yeah.
What was that? Who were we just talking about? I just lost my train.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Just make it up. Yeah. No, we were talking about
Arsenal, the depth of Arsenal.
Yeah, but also you were talking about Man U. I can't remember what you were saying. You were talking about the fact that
Chindo.
Yeah.
The Arsenal player, young player.
Oh, Chidio B. Martins.
Yeah.
Oh, all I wanted to say about him is that there's much to be seen from him. He may become nothing. He may become very successful. We don't know yet. I think we're putting too much weight on what might come of him because he's only 16. Harry Amas is also only 16. And then we have another chap, Kone, West African chap, that's also about 16. We have three very good 16-year-olds that could break into the Premier League, into the first team for United. I think Arteta, as you said, he's not really one for bringing young players
Young
It's not
players.
really coach. And Arsenal seem to be bubbling with lots of young up and coming players that, and they don't want to make the mistake that City made and just accidentally let Cole Palmer go and then find that they've let something go that's worth a lot more than what they thought. And there's a danger that could happen with Chidobe. So Arsenal, well, I just do what they do every season. They're gonna do well. They need about an 8 or 9 point lead after Christmas if they want to be able to win the league. And that 9 point lead will be whittled down even if they win the league. They are not good finishers.
But here's my problem. You have to take a chance. Chidobe is the best 16-year-old striker in the world. That means he has the potential. It doesn't make sense. If you want to go to the future, you have to choose the best from the talent pool from that age group and develop them. You can't say we don't know if he's going to be good. Right now, he's the best 16-year-old number 9 in the world. That means they need to develop in him. That's what I'm saying. What do you think, Afolabi? Yeah.
I agree with you. His numbers are staggering.
And he's 6'3". He looks like Kanu.
Exactly. That's
Very
where I was going to. At that age, if you look at his frame and his weight, he's like a bully to most of his mates.
So but also he can dribble and he's very fluid.
If he can be developed very well, it looks like becoming someone like
a
Haaland,
good manager,
like Erling Haaland in the future.
Yeah, because he's 6'3", 6'4", and he's 16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And he can still move with the ball. He's not awkward with the ball.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They have to develop his talent, and we need to look at what happened with Yamal. Yamal was 16. I even remember last year I was yapping Barcelona. I said Barcelona is rubbish. They don't even have winger again. They're bringing 16-year-old. Now look.
Yeah.
I remember I was yapping Barcelona last year when they brought Yamal. And then when Yamal started playing well, people said Yamal is lying about his age. Africans lie. Thank God they have a picture of Yamal with Messi when he was a baby. So we know Yamal's real age. Yeah. Okay, so any last thoughts? We'll start with Kunle, then we'll go to our Warif, then Afolabi to end up.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the end of the international season.
This is rubbish. I'm tired of these international games, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're just causing injuries.
Just want to get back.
Yeah, especially for Europe. They're not even playing for qualifying. It's their
Nations League.
It's rubbish. It's too many games. Too many games for these guys, man.
It's very interesting.
No. I think that Ten Hag will get sacked. I don't know. Van Nistelrooy will take over at some point till the end of the season. I don't know when they're going to do that. I'm 100% sure that's going to happen. The next time that Ten Hag loses any game, it doesn't matter. They're going to pile the pressure on. That's how the media are. I think with Arsenal's case, I think Arsenal are going to continue to play well and they're going to win games. I think City are also going to play well and win games. Liverpool will go the odd couple, but they'll be behind. They'll be third. At Christmas time, those games at Christmas will now tell who's going to be right up there. And I think it's going to be City, Liverpool, and Chelsea.
City will start winning again in March after the Christmas break.
And Arsenal will hang in, and they'll still be up and mixing it. But by around February, March, Arsenal going to drop off.
That's what usually happens every year, but we'll see.
No depth.
Yeah, so last thoughts, Warif, before we go to Afolabi.
For Arteta, for Arsenal to win the league or go further in Champions League, they need to do more signings in January. Then also, for the international break, to me, is boring. Those players, when they go to play for their various countries, they should play safe so that they can come back stronger in their clubs.
Especially for Nations League. Yeah, that's rubbish, man.
Yeah.
And also, we know that Nigeria, they drew today, right? 0-0.
No, they won 1-0.
Oh, 1-0. People were saying that the Libyan goalkeeper has juju or something.
Yeah,
Who scored? Who scored?
Was one Yoruba guy. What's that his name, sir? I've forgotten his name. He's a Yoruba guy.
Nigeria will qualify. How are they doing in World Cup qualifiers?
We are still punching calculators there.
Yeah,
calculated.
Okay.
But for the Nations Cup, you are doing well.
Okay, maybe next week we need to do Nigeria United to talk about what's going on in Nigerian football. Okay, so let's go to Afolabi. You guys, very good show so far. Afolabi, what are your last thoughts? Yeah.
I think I quite agree with Kunle. Ten Hag would eventually be fired
I
because
think he
right
wants to be
now,
fired. Yeah.
I think right
So that they
now
can pay money.
he can
If he
ill
sucks, they
afford
pay him more.
losing a game. But if he
There's
wants to save his job, he needs to
Right.
win like 6 or 7 wins and get back into the top 4. And I don't see
Well,
that
he has to win the
happening.
next 3 games. The
Yeah.
toughest game will be against
Frankly,
Wolves.
I don't see that happening. So
But
Even
they're playing
will
Wolves.
Brentford
eventually
is
be
not an
fired.
easy thing.
Will eventually be
They're playing
fired.
Brentford next.
Yeah.
Brentford, Wolves, and who else? Let me see. I know they play Wolves, Brentford, and another team. Let me
So
take a look at
there's
this.
some very winnable games until December when they play, I think, Man City or Arsenal. They are winnable games. If he loses any of those games, then he's sealed. His fate is sealed.
Yeah, I think so. But the problem, like Kunle said, even if they replace him, they're in big trouble, man. They're in big trouble.
And they got wings. They got problem at wing back. They got problem on
So
that left flank.
they're
It's
playing
like he's
Brentford, West Ham,
one leg.
and
Wow.
One leg.
and Chelsea
Yeah.
in EPL.
Brentford,
West Ham, and
West,
Chelsea.
and Chelsea. Wow.
That's
And
a
That's
tough
Chelsea is
tough
game. But I
matchup.
improving.
think
Chelsea is improving.
Yeah.
Chelsea is good. They have a good team.
There or thereabouts. Very
Guys, we
soon.
have
It's
less
not.
than a minute. We need to round up.
All
All
right,
right.
so Kunle, take us out. Kunle, take us out. Yeah.
Yes, I think that Chelsea are looking like the dark horse for me. The team that I think will come from nowhere, if anyone's going to come from nowhere. I think Arsenal, like I said, they're going to tail off late in the season. I think City and Liverpool are going to be in the real fight for the title. I'm looking forward to us to get back to football next week.
Okay, thank you very much. Falabi, take us out with the end signature, like the Yamal's
Okay.
shot.
Like, share, and subscribe. It's Complete Football, Man U and Arsenal fans. See you guys next time.
Okay, see you guys next week. Thank you. Very good show. Okay.